Hello, I'm here today with Christoph Kleiner to talk about the upcoming INTA Enforcement Searchable Guide. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a trademark lawyer and I've been active in this field for many years. So I was attending my first INTA in 1984. We all know how INTA has grown since. And I'm proud to say that I've more or less all the time been with INTA.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the process of developing this guide?
Part of it, the enforcement, is part of the general legal system and the court system, which is different in all jurisdictions. So while we had the very first and important task was to put together a questionnaire that puts some order into the enforcement system. We had to look into the ways the courts operate in various countries. In some countries you have a unitary court system, in other countries you have different court systems, like in the US you have federal courts, you have state courts. Do they handle trademark cases? To which court do you go? This is one important question. So if we put together a questionnaire, we have to make sure that people understand what we are asking. We have put together the questions and we have tested them on ourselves. So each one has answered the questions how he or she would answer it. And the next step is a review. So we review each other's answers. And then we will send it out to practitioners in, as we said before, 40 jurisdictions. And we will see what they come up with.
And how do practitioners currently source information about enforcement?
So currently, if you have a trademark and you have an infringement case, you want to defend it, and you wonder in which jurisdiction you are going to defend. This is a situation that arises quite frequently. You have an infringer that is not only active in one jurisdiction, but in other jurisdictions. As a lawyer or as a trademark owner, you ask yourself, where do I sue him? Do I have to sue him in 58 countries? Or are there some countries where I can get a quicker decision or a decision which is not so quick? So what I can do now is I write letters to associates in many countries. The first problem is, what do I ask them? Can I send them the same letter? Do they understand does everybody understand what I'm asking? Probably not. And then I have to chase answers. And then I have to work with these answers and make a proposal to the client. So this is quite a cumbersome process.
Just in general, how will the enforcement guide be used by practitioners?
The idea is that we get an overview that allows the user to either look in one jurisdiction to see how a procedure works from the beginning to the end. You can also use it comparatively in a way. You have a specific question like, is there an ex parte preliminary injunction possible? And you can go across the jurisdictions, which I think is a very useful tool. I have a pre-selection of what countries to address. And I know also how quick a procedure is in these countries, how expensive it can be, what kind of proof, what kind of materials I have to submit to the court. Can I get a preliminary injunction, or do I have to wait 5 years to get a judgment? And this first information I can get from the guide, hopefully very easily, and then make a more informed decision.
Well, we look forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming.
It was a pleasure.